This is the Titan Futures 1 point a day challenge. Earning your living executing trades from the comfort of your home seems a lot more cool than most 9 to 5 gigs. Trouble is, if you don't know what you're doing, you can wreck your portfolio. But with our trading instructors, BK, Soto, and Mitchell, you'll learn how to day trade the futures market. Streaming daily, 9 to 11 a.m. Free. This is a free trading education channel. The Titan Futures 1 point a day challenge, where everybody is welcome. Get in the chat, ask us questions, learn. And now your instructors. This is BK, Soto, and Mitchell.
Hey, good morning, It's Monday, 9/16. Hope everybody's doing well today. So hopefully let's get that out of here so we can kind of get into the live stream here. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. Again, it's Monday, 9/16. You'll see, welcome to Titan Futures. You'll see on the screen there, you'll see our disclaimers. Please take a quick minute and look at those and take a look and make sure I understand that everything we do here is for educational purposes. And nothing we do here as far as trading goes or anything like that, it's a recommendation, okay? So everything you decide to do will be completely on your own. So just make sure you're kind of aware of that. Okay, so that's the legal disclaimers there. So with that being said, Soto, are you there this morning?
I am. Good morning.
Good morning. Running a few minutes behind this morning, so sorry about that. Paul, hey, good morning, Paul. Jumped in, that's good. Paul, quick question. Did you get in on the Auto Trader last night? Did you set that up? We got 7.5 points out of it this last night, which was nice. So I just thought I'd ask and see if you, I know you own the Auto Trader, so I was just checking to see if you got in on that. But anyway, so do you have a good weekend this weekend?
Yeah, great weekend. All my football teams won.
They did.
Now, it was close, man. Gators came down to the last couple seconds there, but every team that I was cheering for, they're not necessarily my teams, but I cheer for them. They all won, so that was good.
Well, that's cool. They kind of pulled it out then, huh? That's good.
Yeah. How about you, man? You had a good weekend?
Yeah, good weekend. Busy, had a lot of ball this weekend, which is great, and little man's birthday this weekend, so it was a really good weekend. A lot of fun. So busy, but a lot of fun. Yeah. So that's good. So guys, if you're new to the channel here, just let you know, you can kind of read the descriptions down below the live stream there. Kind of learn a little bit about who we are and what we're about here and what we're trying to do and kind of what our goals are and what the process is here. But this is the Titan 1 point a day challenge, and we're just looking to make 1 point a day here on the markets and do it consistently. And it can be done. It just needs to be patient and wait for the right opportunities, and the goal is to win more than we lose here, and as far as trades go, because we have a 1 point stop and a 1 point target for our first runner anyway, if you have 2 positions. So we try to lock in 1 point every day. Some days we're very successful at it, some days we struggle just like anybody else, but for the overall, I think you'll be able to follow us and see that we're pretty successful at doing it and have been for a long time. But one thing you'll see is we update our spreadsheet every day based on our first trade of the day, whether it be a winner or loser by either Soto or Mitchell. We'll kind of let that be the way we kind of handle the first day's trade as far as the individual getting 1 point and either stopping or walking away from the computer, making your 1 point, or walking away with a 1 point loss. That's kind of how we look to do that. So we'll let them kind of navigate our one point a day trade there, but we'll also stay in the room and trade more if the market allows it to. But from an individual trading standpoint, with a small account, $1,000 or so on your account, we try to make one contract for 1 point, and then win or lose, you're done. And that's kind of how we'll track that, and you'll see that in the spreadsheets. At the end of the day, we update that, and you'll see we're doing pretty well, and it shows you if you if you have patience, that it does pay off and the method does work. But get really good at making that 1 point, and then well, that 1 point will become valued at a lot more dollars later down the road, versus just the $50 for the one contract right now. But the goal is to get really good at doing that. So, but if you'd like to read more about the channel, please do so, and give us a like, and hopefully subscribe to the channel. That would be great. But anyway, just want to thank you guys for being here. Soto, anything to say this morning?
No, I'm getting a late start here. My computer's going super slow.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get everything running here.
Sure.
So.
Sure. Yeah. I'm with you. No worries. I had a kind of late start this morning myself, so but that's all right. Threw a little trade in here early. Kind of a higher risk trade, but threw it in there just to kind of see what happens, but not real worried about it. So if you're just looking at my screen, I am in a little trade here, but that's...
Yeah, I just saw you. Is this your second trade? Did you already get the other point?
No, it's still I only put in 2 contracts on it, so it's still sitting on the 2 contract trade.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had an entry at 98 even, so we'll just kind of see if it wants to run up there and give me a tick, or give me a point. If not, no big deal, but so I admit that I've already been out of that trade, but I'm not, so I'm gonna let it run for the sake of the channel. But and met qualifications is just could be a false breakout out of this little sideways action here, so it was a little higher risk trade, but we'll see what it does. But anyway, yeah, good, Paul. It sounds like you got in on the auto trader. That's good job. And the good thing about the auto trader, you just give it time, let it do what it's supposed to do, and it'll pay off. It'll pay off as contracts grow, and we just have to let it do that. And it locked in 7.5 points, and then we got taken out. So
nice.
That's all right. Yeah, man. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's, if you want to look at it this way, that's more than your 1 point a day. So so you'd be done for the week.
On Friday, didn't it make it also? I think it made like 5, 6 points Friday.
Yeah, it did all right on Friday. It made points on Friday as well. Yeah. So
yeah.
Those are usually the 2 best days, or 3. They're 3 best days on the micros, especially, are Sunday, Wednesday, Fridays, and I think we made money on Wednesday too. I'd have to go back and look and see. I'm not sure. So, but yeah. So that's a good thing. It's doing its job there, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Mitchell will be joining us a little later, I believe.
Yeah.
But old Mitchell is getting married this week, isn't he?
I think he's getting married this Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. So I imagine he might be spotty this week, coming in and out, and then that's to be expected. If anybody's married that's listening, they kind of know what we're talking about there. I know, Soto, you're not, so.
Yeah, I'm not, but this weekend was, I don't know, man. It was wild. I don't want to go into too much details for now, but I got a call yesterday, or Sunday morning at 7 in the morning, and I had to go do something for someone that needed my assistance, a female, and it was definitely over an overreactive reaction to. Something happened that it wasn't a big deal, and if you would have been there, it seemed like the world was ending. And I'm like, I was trying to figure out the whole time. I never said anything. I'm just listening. She was just talking the whole time. I'm just listening. But I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Why is this a big deal? Why is she crying? Why is she yelling? Why is she doing all this stuff? So I'm like, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal. But anyway, it's wild, man. We're so different.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So just I have to tell you that later.
Yeah,
It's
sure. I'm interested to hear what's going to happen there. Excuse me. Yeah.
I'm
Well,
also I think I told you that I'm really awkward when people cry. I never know what to do,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like now, especially when they shouldn't. This is a scenario where you shouldn't definitely not cry. So that's even worse. But anyways, yeah. So back to trading.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, we're all different, that's for sure. I guess it's
So
kind
I
of.
see you're. Yeah, sorry. I see you're using the 755 candle. Has a hidden zone, I guess.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. How's it working out so far? Let's see.
Well, I mean, it's going back and forth, so I don't know if it's going to hold or not. I mean, yeah, not too worried.
Okay.
Whatever. But that's what
I
I'm
was just
looking at. I
wondering.
don't know if it's hold. It's kind of just bouncing back and forth. It's a tight little zone, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
never
yeah.
liked
Go ahead.
this small movement down. From starting at 815.
Uh huh.
That I never liked that. You see how the candles are small, just real slow moving down.
Mm-hmm.
I never liked trade in that area just because kind of like the scenario where you're in right now. It's just so slow and it's like to me it's almost unpredictable. It's like okay, it seems like they're just gonna keep pushing down real slow. You don't see the turn. I don't see the turn happening
Mm-hmm.
where I think it should have been a turn.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the case they rejected really well off the 805 candle, which I would have used. But again, it's if you enter a little too high, you never actually got out of the trade. You would have to go to almost the very bottom to get out of the trade
All right.
to get your point.
All right.
So what? Why is it doing? Why is it that slow? What do you call that pattern? Is there a name for this?
No, no. It's just Monday market, man. It's just Friday hangover. It's just Monday morning slow movement. It's very common on Monday mornings. That you have slow price action, especially pre-market. I mean, if you look all morning long, it's just gone sideways. We're in a big sideways action, and that's typical, and it's just what it is. It's just kind of the hangover from Monday, and I mean from Friday, and price is just sluggish this morning, and that's where you'll find a lot of traders don't even trade on Mondays. Because of that. It's very unpredictable, like you said, and it kind of is just not the best time to trade. And had we been live on this trade here, I probably would have never taken it. But that's just
Right.
I've done it for long enough now. I'll take a little bit higher risk trades here and there. That's not necessarily for the channel, and I was just running behind it. I thought this would happen pretty quick, and it didn't. So unfortunately, I'm in this trade for the channel. so,
Right.
so we'll just have to let it play itself out one way or the other. But it's not one I would have suggested we'd taken, and had the channel already been up and going. But anyway, but yeah, that's just the price action on Mondays. And I was just looking for, since we had some sideways action, we broke out of that sideways action briefly. I was looking for it to come back in, find support, and go long out of that, and kind of to get out of this sideways market. And that's kind of where I put the trade in to do that. And it might work, it might not. Either way, it's fine. But that was the premise, as far as putting the trade on.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll just getting back to your question, though, it's just a typical Monday morning action. So we'll just kind of have to wait for market to really probably open and see what kind of movements we get, with things that have happened over the weekend. We'll just have to see how the market wants to digest it. So
Sure. Yeah.
that's basically it right now.
Yeah. Do you still mess with do you or I don't know if you do or have ever mess with stocks?
With stocks, yeah, man, I
Yeah.
used to trade stocks quite a bit, small cap stuff, yeah, and still do a
Okay.
little bit here
Yeah,
and
man.
there.
I'm thinking of okay. I'm thinking of investing in MoviePass. You familiar with MoviePass?
No, I haven't looked into
Oh,
that.
okay.
No,
All right.
what's MoviePass?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. Never. Then the joke is not going to be as funny now. Thank you. Um, Movie Pass was started in 2011, and it's pretty much you buy, before you go to the movies, you buy your pass to
Oh man.
online.
Yeah.
But they're out of they're out. They're done. They're dead.
Oh, really? That you didn't invest in time for them, huh?
I was gonna buy it yesterday.
You're gonna short 'em?
uh, sorry, yeah. So it's a movie pass was past tense an American subscription-based movie ticketing service. Apparently, it didn't go very well. Sorry, I had a friend who was always like behind times. Like he will always be late to the game, and he will like get into things that are about to die off. Like, hey man, I just signed up for a subscription to Dave and Buster's, or not Dave and Buster's, what are they called? Blockbusters,
Blockbuster, yeah.
Blockbuster. Yeah, it's like, hey, I just signed up for Blockbusters last time membership. All right, buddy.
Yeah, nice job.
Hey, have you guys heard of this Redbox? We're like, yeah. Now we just use Netflix. But
Yeah.
it's so funny, God.
There's a lot of people like that, you know. For real,
Yeah,
there's a lot of people like
you
that.
gotta hear. You got to hear. This is, I think, one of the craziest story, and I think this really helps me on my trading. This story is probably one of the sole story that has helped me in my trading. And this is a true story. Mitchell Stad.
Yeah.
And I won't use the name of the businesses just to not offend anyone. But he owned. He knew this guy, or two guys, that started this big movie rental business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were killing it. They were in the several 200 million plus scenario. Well, one of the co-founders got out of it. He's like, okay, we're in the high thing. I feel good. I'm getting out, and he cashed out, and he got whatever $200 million.
Uh-huh.
Each the guy's like, no man, I'm riding this all the way. This is gonna get bigger. Well, it did not. And he actually ended up, when it all got down, it went bankrupt and closed down, and he ended up with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's the inability to understand, hey man, I guess it comes either with, I don't know if the word is greed necessarily, or the lack of being satisfied with your current scenario. You're like, hey man, we did pretty good. We're in the high thing. I mean, how much better can it get from here? Is it going to double? Can it actually double, or are we just going to stay in and get a couple more $1 million? Which going back to risk and reward, right? Like, and I think obviously seeing it afterwards, the answer was to get out. But I think we see that in a lot of different scenarios, not just this. It's like people, you ride it and they want to ride it until they want to get one more penny out of it.
Sure.
Well, that penny ends up costing you everything, right? So anyways, I thought that was so that's really helped me in my trading to understand, to not just be happy with 1 point a day, understanding the big picture, right? All we have to do is get 1 point a day for 100 and something 60 days, and now we grew our account from $1,000 to $1 million, right?
Right.
We grew from one contract to 1,000 contracts. But understanding, that you don't have to. You don't, or even when you're trailing, that's, which I just started doing it, you don't have to try to get the 20 points when you can lock in, the 5 points or whatever. So
Sure.
that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's a good analogy, and I think you're right. I mean, I know you're right, but the issue is it's definitely want to not let greed, be your main controller when it comes to your emotion, because unfortunately that's what kills most traders, is greed. And they want a little bit more, and because they've gotten out of positions when they could have had more, and they try to do that more often than not, and unfortunately it gets them, and you got to realize, just like that in life and investments in life or anything, that man, it's not all about getting everything you can, right? It's just about getting what's good and what you're comfortable with, and getting a little bit at a time, because it will add up and pay off. You just have to be patient for that to do that. And like you said, in 160 days, if you were to get a 1 point a day and let it compound, it grows into a large sum of money. Just over 160 days.
Right.
But that's math. You can't argue with math, right? The only thing you can argue with is whether or not you can make a point a day. That's the only argument you have. You can't argue the math. The math is the math, and but you can argue. The only thing that's the variable here is you, the trader, and if you can control yourself and maintain yourself, and you can average that point a day, then that's great.
Yeah.
And we even take the pressure off of that and try to average 3 points a week.
Right.
So we even try to cut it down from that, because 1 point a day, it can be done pretty easily, but it comes down to you, the person, and being able to control yourself. But also, the market's not going to just act right every day either. So you got to better throw that in there. So that's the reason we've kind of want to move. We want to average 3 points a week, and if we do that, in 160 days, you're still going to have a phenomenal amount of money in there, right? That you grow your account thousands of %. So, good point there. So Paul said he made a point at 29.94.75. So where did he get in there?
I don't think that's right, because unless I'm looking at it wrong, but the price hasn't gotten down there.
No, I'm not sure where he's at there. So unless he, Paul, where's your entry at, man? 94.75. You know what? Let's see if he's still in the old contract.
Oh, okay.
Pull the old contract in and see if he's still on that.
That would be a big difference in price.
Yeah, I don't even have the old contract anymore. It's cleared off my screen. So I don't know where he's at on that. 94. Paul, what time did you take that trade? Just now? Gonna have to let him tell us where he's at on it.
Yeah.
His price is 94.75. That's way down here, so that can't be right.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, unless he made it early this morning somehow. I don't know. But
well, the only time we would have been at 7:30, and even then, that's when the candle was being formed. I don't know.
That's the only way you could have done it is John jumped in right there and seen that it was a doji and trying to ride a high there. But we'll have to just kind of wait and see when he responds there. He made a point either way, so it's either it's on the old contract or it's mistyped price. Yeah, 9:15 candle. Okay. Yeah, I see the candle what you're talking about there, but but it can't be the 2994.75. He's talking about probably drawing the zone at 7:45 there. That's probably the zone he's drawn. So he got in a bounce there at 9:15, probably to the long side. Is that right?
By the way, talking about bad things happening, this woman swallows her engagement ring while she was asleep. So be careful when you go to sleep, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Be careful. Yeah. That's crazy. How do you swallow that when you sleep?
I don't even know how that happens.
I don't either. I don't know how that happens.
Crazy.
So yeah, he drew the zone at 7:45, which is a good zone. Yeah, for sure. He got in. He must have got in higher than 94.75.
Yeah, he must have missed height.
Yeah, but good job getting your point, because that was a good zone. A little bounce out of there. So good job on that.
Yeah, I was thinking about drawing there. I'm just gonna wait. Just like I told you, I don't like. There you go. At least we got some movement now, but.
Yeah.
I don't like this real slow. I think you call it the hangover from Friday. I'm not it's annoying. It takes forever. I want to see a big move. I want to see the big books printing. Here, I don't know what's happening. So.
Well, yeah, it's just all pre-market. the big boys probably won't churn today until really around 10 o'clock again, you know, especially with news over the weekend. You know, we just kind of have to let it settle in, let the boys kind of get over, like I said, the Friday weekend hangover from doing what they do, and so we just have to wait for them to kind of come into the office, and on Monday, you know, let a late start and let Price do what it does. But good job, Paul. That was a good zone, man. That's right back into the meat of that sideways market there, so nice job. So Paul would be done for the day if he was trading a $1,000 contract. So nice job, Paul. I'll draw the sideways action so we can people can understand what I was talking about there.
Okay.
That's really
While you do
sideways
that,
action. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
I'm going to do something real quick while you do that, all right?
Yeah, go ahead. So you can see, nice job, Paul. That's right in the meat of that sideways action. You found the right spot where there was demand and there was orders sitting, and you took the trade, so good job. Very nice job there. Way to be patient. Kind of broke out of that sideways action to the long side, kind of a fake breakout there, and took some traders in, and probably killed a lot of stops right there, and then you got back in at the right area where price was going to come back into and find more buyers and take the trade long, which is exactly what you did. So I think that's an ideal setup for a little sideways action with a fake breakout there. So again, good job recognizing that. So especially for Monday morning, that's good. Lazy price action, you know, so you did good job. Got your point. You did get your 7.5 points from the Auto Trader last night, right? You did tell me that, I think. Our trailing stop got us at locked in 7.5 points, which was cool, but it which was good because we'd still be in the trade right now. So that's, I'm happy to be out with a 7.5 point profit. That's nice. So now we're just kind of hanging out, waiting. Market's going to open up in about 2 minutes, so we're just kind of waiting for that. Good. Yeah, man, I agree with you. Auto Trader is awesome. It is awesome, and it's gonna, you know, you just have to give it time to do its job and let it work, and it'll take care of you in the long run, which is nice. All right. Price action. Check that out there. Yeah, 30 seconds to market open. Kind of watch it. You get some music going in the background here because when we got this dead time right now, it's kind of slow and not a lot of talking going on. At least have some music entertaining us. I need to do some of that. Find a good hookup for that. Let's see. Alright, market is open. So we're kind of watch here. Market is open. Shouldn't be any kind of news out today, but I better double check it just to make sure. But there shouldn't be any kind of news we have to worry about. But let me confirm that. No USA news, so no big deal. Yeah, we're clear on the news, which should be on Monday anyway. But all right. If you're just joining us, I want to tell you thank you and really appreciate you checking us out. It's Monday morning, 9/16, or September 16th, I should say, but 9:31 in the morning. So it's just at market open on a Monday morning. Price a little sluggish, so it's a little slow right now, but it'll probably pick up come around 10-15 time frame, and it'll probably pick up as the big boys decide to get into the game a little bit and kind of get over their long weekends and they're partying in the Hamptons, so to speak. We'll kind of just let them do that and kind of get into the game here in about 20-30 minutes. So we'll just kind of be patient here and kind of talk, and just watch the market and price action. But again, thanks if you're joining us out. Hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And we've got some videos on there talking about the methodology and what we do. We keep it very, very simple here. Nothing crazy. You'll find out to be successful in trading, the simpler the better. And the more simple, the more successful. You don't need all the fancy indicators and all the things going on in your charts. I mean, some people enjoy that and are used to seeing that, and they're comfortable. I guess it's that makes them comfortable to see all that, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. That's just not something I like to do. I did it for a long time. And since I've been doing this for so long, 20 plus years, I've traded with indicators early on in my career because I thought that's what you had to do. But over time, found out that's just not the case. You kind of tend to, those things become a crutch, and you kind of tend to get lazy on your ability to read price action, which is real time, what the market is actually doing, and that's what's going to tell the story and where the market wants to go, what it wants to do. And as you continue to sharpen your skills and hone your skills into learning that and getting sharper on that, you'll realize, at least for our method, let me just say, at least for our methods, you don't need the indicators. So that's what you'll see. Our charts are very, very dry. They're probably boring to most people. If you're used to watching a lot of indicators, they're probably very boring because all we have is volume and price action. So we don't have a lot more going on than that. We're seeing a good move right here. Kind of watch that. Kind of see what kind of, if it breaks out and can sustain its move out of the sideways market right here that I've got drawn up in this blue box. If we can stay and close out of that and continue to go higher, then I think we'll have some opportunities to trade here pretty soon. But until we kind of get that, we're going to kind of be patient and watch that.
There we go. Back.
Yes, I hear you there, Soto.
Dude, this is what I look for. This is good news right here. I like it. Have you, do you eat, I know you have like different type of taste when it comes to food, but do you eat Nutella?
I don't. My kids do though, yeah.
Okay. So I discovered Nutella about maybe 10 years ago, maybe less than 10 years ago. And my brother, I think I told you, my brother does triathlons, and he's this crazy guy that does all this weird stuff that nobody needs to do, but for some reason he does it. So I go over to his house one day, and maybe this is less than 10 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, and he's been training for this triathlons. I'm not. I'm training to just walk to the couch, right?
Right.
So that's my goal. That's an accomplishment in life. I can walk without sucking wind into the couch back.
Yeah.
So he's eating this Nutella with this, bread or whatever. So I went bananas, which is really good. And I've never had it before, so I tried, and it's amazing. So I'm eating all this stuff. And so I go and buy some Nutella, and I start eating it at the house. So he comes over to my house one day, and he's like, "Why are you having Nutella?" And I'm like, "Oh, because I tried it at your house, and it's really good." No, that's for athletes. You got to be constantly working out if you're going to eat that, or you're going to get a lot of weight. So I'm like, I am an athlete, What do you think I do on the NCAA Madden 2000,
Yeah.
I've done 7 seasons and on the NFL Madden.
There you
So,
go. Yeah.
but
Yeah. There you go.
it's on TV. You know that, right? You know those tournaments are on TV, Madden Challenge and all that.
I got you. Yes.
So that's if they're on TV, they're athletes, right? So,
Of course. Yeah. There you go.
but anyways, yeah. So apparently, I was not allowed to eat Nutella. So just because I don't do triathlons, but screw him. I got Nutella this morning.
There you go. Yeah, you got your Nutella this morning. Yeah, good for you.
So good, dude. So good. So good.
Good.
So bad. So bad for you if you don't do anything, but so good.
Yeah, my kids love it, but I don't eat it.
You don't? Do you have you tried it? Do you not like it?
Yeah, it's okay. It just doesn't.
Okay.
It's just not something I look forward to putting. That I
Sure.
just have a hankering for, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Well, I put it on the Belvita cracker cookie.
God, so you're doubling up on the not so good for you.
Well, Belvita, I think they're supposed to be good for you because they have this steady release of energy for 4 hours. I'm serious. That's what the package says.
Well, there you go. If the package says it, that's got to be true. It's got to be good for you. It's like the internet, man. Everything on the internet's true.
It's so true.
Oh, yeah, that is funny. Oh, goodness. So Price is really just not wanting to make a commitment right now. So out of that sideways action, it's just kind of taking in stops is all it looks like it's doing, breakouts and pulling in stops, man. So, like I said, we'll just have to be patient and wait for this to get some direction, and we're probably not going to get it really strongly until around 10 o'clock anyway. So we'll just be patient and watch it. If the trade presents itself, then we'll look at jumping on it, but until that point, I think we just have to be patient. Guess Mitchell's in meetings this morning, so he's running a little bit behind.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
After we get done trading, usually we talk on the phone,
Yeah.
and we kind of, digest everything we've gone through the day, and kind of, we got to go over everything you've said, or if you said anything new or different. We're like, if we would have put this much time in college, we would have been professionals by now.
Professional what? I mean,
I don't know, something. We probably would have done a little better in college. No, I did actually put a lot of effort in college.
I was going to say, you had to do extremely well in college to get into medical school. So.
Yeah. But he's like, I've never put this much effort in anything. When we started, I was doing Google Docs. I think I told you, I'll write the PowerPoint and the presentation and, all that. He would be like, he's like, I can't believe you did that. I've never even put this much effort for any of my classes. It's like, yeah, man. Google Docs is where it's at, bro. You're like working on a group project.
Yeah, that's good. Yep, that's good. That's funny.
Yeah, he's funny. I enjoy talking to him.
That's good that you guys, though, you do after we trade every morning for our 2 to 2.5 hours, whatever it is, then that you guys get on and discuss, your trades and why you took it a little more in depth and anything that was said and digest that. That's good that y'all do that. As a new trader, I mean, it's good to kind of be engaged and that's kind of your vocal journal, so to speak. A lot of traders journal when they make trades and they write it out, and but you guys are kind of doing that vocally off of each other, which is good. You can kind of get onto each other if you didn't take a trade or you did take a trade, why, and was it for the right reasons, and so y'all can be kind of a sounding board off each other, which is really good.
Absolutely,
y'all do that. That's good. That's very good.
Yeah. I think learning with someone together, I think it's very beneficial.
Oh, it's very beneficial. I mean, I think there's been many studies actually done that if you trade alone, you tend to do more damage than good, because you'll get bored and you'll make bad trades, and that's gonna hurt you, man. That's gonna cost you in the long run. So it's good to do it as a group, and that's one reason I think this channel, even though we don't market this channel or anything right now, that we're trying to work out a lot of issues because we're new to doing this. We're not new to trading, but we're new to doing these live streams and stuff, but and just technology wise and how to talk through it and all that kind of stuff. We're new to that, but the good thing that's happening is we're not sitting there trading by ourselves, being bored and taking trades that we have no business being in. And that's the benefit I think about being able to talk through the channel, trading with other people, and I'd love for this channel to have 10,000 people on it one day, all watching the live stream and chatting it up and talking and just keep everybody enjoying each other and the conversation and what's going on in the live stream. And I think as that grows, people will become much more successful in trading, because they're going to have multiple people that are looking at the same thing, the same methodologies, and will kind of put their 2 cents in, and you'll tend to not overtrade that way. So that's, I think, one of the big beautiful benefits of having a community that you trade with, and it will help you become a better trader as well. So, and I hope that grows. I hope the channel grows once we start marketing it, and I hope that helps people out.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, when you're by yourself, I know you've done it for a long time, but me being new, when you're by yourself, you start questioning everything. Like, oh man, did I miss an opportunity, or should I have gone there, or stay in the zone? And at the end of the day, it's no. A lot of times, no, man, you're good. You just have to watch, sit back and watch. Like right now, we're sitting back and watching.
Yeah.
Now I'm not going to use the 9:30 candle in the zone. Right. I guess you can argue you could, but I'm not, because like we talked about, we want to see a push out of that area. Right now, it's a decision. It can go either way. Even though it's come back and respected it, I'm okay knowing that you're okay, that this is okay, and not trading makes it okay for me.
Good.
That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, like, one of the things I asked myself was like, okay, what would BK be thinking about here? And one of the things I learned from you while trading here live is during a push, we want to see a strong push and close out of an area. So, where in the past, I think I would have been like, oh, no, this is, just met the rules, right? It broke the previous swing low, or in this case, previous swing high, strong push out, I would have traded out this area and probably taken a higher risk trade, and probably even lost, kind of figuring where I would have gone here.
Sure.
So little things like that I think helps with the video.
Absolutely, it does. It helps a lot. I mean, there's just no way around it. I mean, it's good to have other input, other eyes, on the prize, so to speak. And with us just having a 1-point stop, man, we don't go past 1-point stops here. So we have to be. It helps for everybody to zone in on, okay, where were our entries here based on our method? Where is everybody's entry here? I think if you watch the videos and our old videos and our past live streams, we've only been doing this for 17 days live streams. So I think there's 14 or 15 videos on there for live streams, and you'll see when we're talking about a zone, we all talk about what's our entry into that zone. Where do you see, where's your entry? Where's your entry? I mean, everybody, we're asking each other that so we can kind of figure out, okay, let's figure out why we put entries there and talk through them, and then that might make better sense than why you have an entry somewhere else, and you end up liking it better, and you're seeing why, and it's not just I got an entry at that 1500 even just because I like 1500. No, I don't believe in psychological numbers very much here. I believe in there's psychologicals are stop numbers in my opinion. So we want to look at fact, where price has been, where it's been, and what it's done out of those areas, and why would it come back into that area and do that again. And if I can have good reason why that would happen, then I'm more comfortable putting an entry into those positions, so into that area. So it's really good to talk. It's really good to have a team of guys trading and that have one common goal, and like I said, our goals here are are first and foremost is to make a point, lock in that point. And then depending on your account size, or what your thoughts are for the day, you're done. You're with either with 1 point, or if you have the ability and the size to keep trading, then you can do that if you want to do that. But you're very rarely, we won't take too many trades here on a daily basis. I think I took, which is I've not done actually in a long time, but I think I took 6 or 7 trades the other day, which I normally don't do. The most I usually take is 3, so it's kind of a little gunslinging there, and we talked through that, and probably wasn't the best thing, but we did. But the point is, it's we want that 1 point. That 1 point is going to make you a lot of money down the road. You just have to be willing to wait and get good at getting that 1 point, and that 1 point's that's worth $50 per contract will soon, within a year or two at the most, will be worth $50,000 a point. So by doing our money management and our contract management and being able to master that 1 point entry, and that 1 point entry, to be able to master that 1 point entry means a lot of things, man. It doesn't just mean entering in and getting that 1 point and getting out. To be able to do that means self-control, and being patient, and learn to sit on your hands and not just get overexcited and pull the trigger, because you're going to get an opportunity to trade, man. You're going to get that prime opportunity to trade. It might not be in our 2 hours every day. It might be later on in the afternoon if you want to stay around and trade, but you'll find the more you check out the channel and be a part of this channel, you'll have opportunities to make that 1 point every morning usually, and you'll see us do that, and we'll be patient because I'm proof and the boys are proof that 1 point turns into hundreds to thousands of percent return on your account, but you just have to gain the discipline to wait for that 1 point. This is bottom line, and wait for the right trade opportunity. Now, right here is a good example. We have the sideways action earlier through the morning session, the European session, and we broke out of it now. Looks like a couple times, but we're back into this sideways action. So that just tells you there's no real direction, and then that tells you that the big boys are accumulating, taking out stops, getting in orders. That's just what happens, and I'll wait to see. Come about 10 o'clock, we'll probably have some real direction around 10:15, and so I'll just be patient and wait for that, especially on a Monday morning. And there was actually trade opportunity earlier in the morning. If you took that right at the open, which one of our guys, Paul, took that and made his point, so he did a great job, and it was a good reason for that. But he waited. Price action broke out of this box and came back into the where all the orders are actually sitting, and got his point out of that based on our method, which was good. But other than that, since that point, we have no trade. So all this price action at 9 o'clock or 9:30 that's happened, these big candles, and you see these wicks all over them. That's just pure whipsaw action there, and you're going to get taken out real quick, and you're going to lose points. So you're better off to wait and get out of that, because you're going to have a lot better opportunities later. Just wait for it and be patient, and not be so anxious to jump in a trade. So I think, as Soto mentioned earlier, which is good, is that had we not been together talking through that, there might have been a trade taken there. And with a 1 point stop, you can't just throw a trade anywhere. It just doesn't work. Because we want to keep a 1 point stop, man, because price could go anywhere at any time. That's the bottom line. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody can predict where price is going, and if they tell you they can, then please run the other way as fast as you can, because nobody can do that. Because let me just tell you this: if I could predict the market any point where it's going to go, and be 100% accurate at that, you wouldn't be talking to me on this channel. I'd be the richest man in the world. That's the bottom line. I'd make $10 million a day trading in the markets. So if I could tell you which way the price was going, but nobody can. The best thing we can do is let price come to us based on our method, and we have a little checklist. As we go through our checklist, if everything matches, then we take a high probability trade. But we keep a 1 point stop on that trade. So if we're wrong quickly. That's the name of this game. is being wrong. And if you're wrong, you're going to be wrong. First off, you just have to accept that you're going to be wrong at times. But how quickly can you be wrong? That's going to make it. That's going to make or break whether you make it in this business. You can't afford to take big stops, and you just can't afford to do that because it's too hard to overcome. So we take 1 point stops, and we get our 1 point targets locked in, and then we have a runner that if it gets extra ticks and extra points, then that's great. But we want to definitely lock in our 1 points as well. So, and then it just becomes how good at you making trades. How good or how disciplined are you at making trades at the right locations and taking the right money management parameters, and then that will determine how well you do in trading especially in our method. But we just want to make sure kind of people understand that it's 1 point. We're looking to lock in that 1 point, and we're willing to wait for the right trade to do that. And right now, ever since market open, you don't have that opportunity to do that. The opportunity is not there to make those trades right now. So we don't want to get over anxious and do that. So we want to be patient. They say patience is a virtue. We've all heard that from the time we've been growing up as little kids. We've heard that. So there's nothing more true than that in the market. Patience is a key to being successful.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. I was wondering when you're gonna come back on and kind of interject, man. You're the entertainment here, not me. So.
No, well, people that don't know you, you don't talk a lot, and you do talk, but you don't talk a lot like me. But when you do get going, it's because you're passionate about it. So we love it.
Yeah, I get tend to ramble at times, but
oh man, it's great.
And I stumble over myself. You can tell I'm definitely not a speaker, and that's okay. But I do. Yeah, I do get passionate about it because I know what this can do. And I know what this can provide for people, and I know what can be done. So, and it's just a matter of learning to master that, to do it. So, anyway, we finally got some good direction out of this little sideways action here, so that's good. So we kind of just watch it and see what it wants to do, and hopefully we can kind of get some opportunities here. You got a little bit of a possible area right here, but from a hidden zone at 950 potentially. So we'll kind of watch that a little bit and see if it wants to come back in and kind of find support right there along with that 815 high. We'll kind of see if that wants to find any support into that zone that can be created at 950 to potentially look for a long opportunity here. Because on my chart, I have an upper overhead supply zone up there based on the 1640 candle from Friday. So I have a potential area there of going to be some resistance there, some supply when price gets up to there, if it decides to get up there. We got some areas to get through right now at 3,005 3/4 that we're going to get some rejection out of, but we got to see if we have an opportunity to take a trade up to that area is what we're going to be looking for now. So like I said, we got this little sideways action here on my chart. You can see the blue box of sideways. We busted out of that now. We're holding above that as far as opening and closes, so that's kind of a good sign. So now we'll look to see at I have a hidden zone at 950 there. You can see that, but we also it coincides with the 810 high there. So we'll have a little bit of support there. Well, all right, Mitchell's chiming in here. He's ready. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him into this call. So give me just a second here. Bring both the boys in here.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mitchell. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Good.
Sorry about the delay this morning. Took a little longer than I thought.
No worries, man. Hey, it's Monday morning, man. No worries.
It is Monday for sure.
You have a good weekend?
Pretty good, pretty good. How about y'all?
Yeah, good, man, good. So, Soto, man, you still there?
Yeah, I'm good. Hey, guys.
Hey, all right, cool. Yeah, so we just kind of been rambling this morning. Paul got a point early this morning already, so that's good for him. So we just kind of been looking at the charts and kind of deciding we needed to get, Monday morning being sluggish, we kind of needed to get some direction, and we figured we'd get that come around 10 o'clock and just be able to start looking for trades around that time frame. So that's kind of where we're sitting right now.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we just have to be patient, and kind of what I've been going through on a little spiel here is being patient and how important that is, and the opportunity will present itself, and just have to be patient for that to happen, and how important it is to actually trade with other people, not being out there as by yourself, trading. It can be a bad situation. So it's really good to have more people trading with you, kind of looking at the same things. It's always better to have more than one person looking at a situation and looking for an opportunity.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah. So.
I know when Soto would be busy or whatever, and I was by myself, the anxiety definitely gets to you. You get bored, you get frustrated, and you start second guessing. You need someone else to tell you, hey, don't do that.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't matter if you're newer to the market like you guys, a few little time in, or someone like me who's been doing it for 20 years. It's still no different. I'm as been trading as long as I have. I still get antsy and still want to take a trade and when I shouldn't because of boredom. You feel like you always got to do something. So the conversation in the here on the channel helps, and if you can do that with other people, then you're going to find yourself not over trading for the most part. And if you do take a trade, it's going to be a trade that other people agree on, that's looking for the same things. So you got some accountability there, which is good, and that will help, and you'll be more successful in the long run for sure if you have kind of people to trade with. And that's what I was saying. I hope this channel becomes that, for a lot of people, and they start chiming in and talking on the chat and introducing themselves, and we can kind of get to know people. And like Paul, he's here every morning, which is awesome, and he's very active on the chat, and he's done very, very well. So over the last few weeks, and he's taking good trades and he's making the right decisions, so that's really good. So I think it's just very important. So did you get in on the Auto Trader last night?
I did not on the Auto Trader last night. I was just crazy busy. I didn't have any time to get it going. I did on Friday though.
Okay, yeah, you got some point. Got a little bit on Friday. That was good.
Yeah, what was it? 5 points on Friday?
Yeah, I think 5 on Friday, and we got 7.5 last night, so that was good.
I guess I should have turned it on.
No, it's all right, man, but that's good. Yeah, man, so it was good. But I know Paul got those last night, which is good. So that's always nice to kind of give you some cushion for the week, and our goal here is to make at least 3 points a week, and let your account compound, and I think Soto laid it out based on his spreadsheet numbers that based on our money management, if you were to make just 1 point a day, which can be done, but let's just say you just net 3 points a week, in 160 days, you're still going to be pushing $1 million in your account, So it's very doable, but it's all comes down to being patient and money management, letting math work in your favor, because that's one thing you can't argue is math, right? The math is the math. There's no way around it. So the only argument you have is does the market move 1 point a day? Well, I think nobody can argue that it doesn't. If you look at the market and 1 point a day, but it comes down to can you be patient enough to wait for the right trade to get that 1 point? And there's days we're going to do it and days we're not. There's days we're going to wait for the perfect opportunity, but the market just does not cooperate, and that's okay. That's part of it. And you have to be okay with that, right? And that's why it's so important to have 1 point stops. I just can't stress that enough, how important that is. We don't want wide 10-point stops, 5-point stops. We just don't want that. That's just too hard to recover from. Unless you're a swing trader, that's a different story, which I do have a method for that does very well, but I don't introduce that to this channel. This channel is a 1 point a day challenge channel. So, and that 1 point can change your life.
I don't need any other methods right now, Brian.
I know you don't, and that's good. That's the reason I don't introduce that. And I
my brain's at max capacity.
And that's good, man. That's fun.
It's true. And I early on, there were a couple trades where I'd get in and I'd play with the 1 point stuff, and I've talked to Soto about it. I mean, it just, as quick as it, you take it away and you think, oh, well, it's going to bounce. I just needed another tick, and then all of a sudden it goes down and you lose 2 points, and it's just, you can't recover from that in a day.
No, not with gunslinging. Yeah, not with our method. You can't. No, you need to be patient. Yeah, you're right. It's not about digging a deeper hole, man. We don't want to dig deep holes here. So, and there's no reason to, right? There's just no reason to, because, last week what was it, on Thursday we made 25 points, I think, between us. Each of us made 6 or 7. Soto, I think, made 13. And those were all following the rules, So that's, you're gonna have days where the method in the market just presents itself to have a lot of opportunities to trade, and if you choose to do that, you do that, And then, so I think you just have to be patient.
Yeah.
And wait for those days.
I love those days.
Huh?
I love those days. I've had, like I said, one day prior, like a day like that. We had one day like that prior to Thursday, where I made, I think, 16 points. And again, following all the rules.
And no trailing stop.
And no trailing stop. That was all 16 individual, points that I had to work hard.
And that's 1 point stop, 1 point target, right?
Yeah.
So that's 16 good trades right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember I told Mitchell, we're all going crazy. We're like, man, this is awesome, But like you said, at the same time, we're not losing. When we do lose, we're only losing 1 point at a time. So we don't have to make up, 20 points that we lost, the previous day from removing our 1 point stop. So
that's exactly right. You just can't do it. That's a recipe for disaster. That's going to blow up your account, man. Moving stops, getting wide stops will 100% of the time blow up your account, so you just can't do it. You got to be willing to be wrong, and that's the name of this game. How quick are you willing to be wrong? And for us, we're willing to be wrong in 4 ticks. So, and that's the beautiful, but that's also what's made the account grow like it has, right? And it will continue, and we do that every day, man. We show you at the end of the day, we show you all the trades based on the and the spreadsheet, and we put them in our spreadsheet, and you can see the losing days and the winning days, and you can see that account right now is steadily growing, and that's the kicker. This is not a get rich quick overnight. This is, I'm going to grow this thing over time, and this is going to be my new life skill and my job. That's a recession-proof job. As long as there's a market, you have a skill to make money. When you learn this method, and you learn to control and master yourself, which is the hardest part of this, because the method is simple, man. If you look at if you learn the method, it is very, very simple, right? I think you guys will agree to that. Simplicity is great, and this method doesn't get much more simple than that. So
going back on you don't care if the market, that's so true, because when I try to get my buddies interested and involved and things like that, they think I'm a stock trader, so they'll be like, oh man, market, that hurt you, the market went down. I'm like, do y'all not understand? I don't care if it goes up or if it goes down. I just don't want it to stay flat.
That's it. They don't understand that.
My favorite thing is when you tell someone, and BK, you can relate to this. You tell somebody, they see you studying the charts or whatever. They ask, oh, what you do? They trade, and they're like already automatically start telling you first. They start giving you pointers on how to do it, how to win, and then they tell you what stock to pick, right? Oh man, you gotta go Facebook, bro. Facebook 100.
Shopify is what I've been getting hit with hard lately. Shopify is about to blow up. Like, look, guys. So
Yeah.
I just give it a try.
Yeah, man. I mean, and don't get me wrong. There's good money to be made in small caps, man. I mean, in trading. I used to do it. You know, there's good money into it. And the only issue is, you know, you got to deal with pattern day trading rules, which is something I don't like. And the reality is most people can't start with a $25,000 account, and that's the reality of it. But there's some great programs out there that teach small cap trading and investing, and they do extremely well at it. And I endorse it 100%. Some of those guys, and if anybody ever asks me, wants to know, I'll be sure to be willing to tell you who those guys are. But we just don't do that. I've traded strictly futures for the last 10 years. You know, I've traded everything over 20 years. You know, from stocks to options to bonds to ETFs to commodities. I mean, everything. So. But I've come to realize over the last 10 years, futures is just where it's at for me. And from tax purposes to just the ease of the trading and the way to be able to predict the personality of the market, especially the S&P right here. And then we'll eventually open up the markets here on this channel to get outside the S&P into the NASDAQ, which is basically mirrors the S&P, but that gives you good opportunity with just a little bit cheaper to do it. But being $20 a point instead. But now with the intro of the introduction of the micro accounts, now barrier to entry has been busted. You know, so you can get in so much cheaper now and trade for $5 a point. You know, so $1.25 a tick. So that kind of helps out a lot of people, and so I think futures will grow because of that introduction. I think it was one of the best things they've done. For the futures market to introduce the micros, and I think that's going to kind of kill a lot of the small cap trading. Personally, I think you'll find that a lot of those guys will eventually move over to trading futures, and because of that barrier to entry has been kind of wiped out. But yeah, man, we're a little bit different than what most people think when you think of day traders. You know, most people think of stocks, and that's just not. We don't do that here, but. There's some good guys out there that do, but we just don't.
Yeah. So right now, depending on what this 10 candle does, or the one after it, do we have a potential hidden zone here at 10 o'clock and 10:05? Again, depending on what happens.
10 o'clock and 10:05 we do, yeah. I would think price is going to come back into this hidden zone at 950 first and kind of retest.
I'm waiting for that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to retest that area first because you got good support at 810, you know, right there. That was resistance before, has now been broken and confirmed broken above that. So that's going to come support at this point, along with that hidden zone at 950. So I would be looking for a trade into that zone somewhere right now. So I'll move it. I'll make a zone out of that. It's just a matter now of finding the best location out of that area to potentially have a long trade, right? That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I kind of drew my zone, which you just said, from the low, which actually is the 815 candle. But like you said, you got support at the high of the 815, and then from the 815 wick high, you got good support right there.
Yep.
So I think, and like you said, you got the whole candle at 950. I think a good conservative price to go at is 0.75, 3,000 0.75.
Yep.
I think it's pretty safe there.
Yeah, I'm at 299.75.
You're at 997.
I'm at 99.75.
Okay. So yeah, you're down here below that other resistance. Yeah, that's a good. I think that's a very conservative spot. I would end up probably most likely going right around 3,000 half, you know, in there. But we'll kind of watch for the wait for price action to kind of get down in there, watching volume, and kind of let the story unfold before we make a decision. But I like those areas are predetermined, which is part of what we need to do is kind of be ready for the opportunities when they present themselves. And to me, I think if we can kind of get down back into this area, that's where we're going to find ourselves a bounce, you know, and we just got to figure out where that's at. Because like Soto, you said, at 935, 940, and 945, you got a lot of rejection right there. in those wicks, so there is an argument to say at 950 at 3/4 there, it gets to there and bounces, for sure, because of all that rejection. So I don't know that that's a bad area to be in, personally. So we're just gonna have to let it get in. We'll just have to wait for price action to get down there and kind of watch it. But volume's decreasing, which is good. So if price decides to come back into that area while it stays low, then we might find our bounce, for an opportunity.
Mitch, where are you thinking of going at?
If I trade on that 950 hidden, I'm probably going to trade at 299, 975, or 50. Or excuse me, or 3,000 even.
Okay. 99.75 or 3,000. Got it.
Yeah, I'm right around in there. That's just me because, you know me, I play safe.
Yeah.
But I think that's good. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, unless you just never want to trade.
There it is. We know someone had to throw something in there.
Just kidding.
Dagger has been thrown.
Yes, it has.
I just hope it busts you and gets me. That's all I can say.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hey, I was all in support until you were rude.
I'll see. I just
I do hope it gets us both, but
yeah. Oh, I'm not trading yet. I'm looking at.
you just have to turn off your 1 point stop. That'll be it.
No, you better not do that.
I don't turn it off. I move it to about 5 points. I got 5 points of breeze on the error.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, give it a little breathing room.
Keep a little breathing room.
There you go.
No, we're going in. Well, you're looking close here, Soda.
I know. I'm looking at see how it's rejecting off. I was looking at that to see if it went back a little higher. So that's good. But now I'm kind of trying to figure out if I need to go a little deeper
In the safe spot. Down here in the no hate zone.
Right. I may just do that. I may just go down there and not worry about it. But
I'll listen to you.
I don't know why I have to do what I do. Why do I go at certain places? I don't know. What can I do?
Man, you see something. I'm not going to lie, I told my dad. I'm like, he sees something that I don't see. Because, I mean, yeah, in my mind, it's really, really risky and out there. But you're consistently getting points. You rarely lose unless we all lose. I mean, it's not like you lose and we win. You lose and we win. It's either you win and we win, or we all lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're never in a spot where you could say, hey, you need to stop taking those trades because you're losing more than we're losing. That's just not the case. I mean, if anything, you enter and win more trades. And when you do lose, all three of us lose. Even if we're in the conservative spot, it's going to go all the way through us. So I don't think you should second guess at all, how you're picking your spots. Do I understand how you're picking them? No. But, I just have given that up weeks ago, trying to figure you out.
Wow, it took you a long time to figure that one out.
Right,
that pretty quick.
That's harder than the method, to try to figure out what you're thinking.
Yeah.
But I do, I respect you a lot for it because I study it when you call out a zone, I throw my line up there and I'm like, what does he see? What does he see? And every now and then I can pick up on it, and you've taught me how to do some intra-candle trades that way. But I think whatever your method you're using works, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I think BK, you call it front running. Is that right?
Yeah, you front run the zone,
Yeah.
And technically, like that one, if you were going to front run that zone, you should have been at like 150 or 125.
Right.
You could have front run that zone and got a point.
Right, but I was using, you're absolutely right, but I'm using the actual 815 candle. That's why I didn't front run that one. Like right there. I put an order at 3.75 or 0.75.
I think that's a good spot right now. I mean, it left the top of that candle. Well, it just it just undid it. But I was going to say, at that point, it had been looked like a really good trade for your area.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is where you gotta be patient. You don't chase trade, man. You know, we don't chase the trade. We be patient. If it takes off from here and just skyrockets, then that's great. You
I'm in the
we
trade,
had
guys.
rides on.
Great.
Yeah. He's not in the zone.
They put in a trade right here at 304. To be honest with you guys,
For a short trade or to
yeah,
bring
for a
long?
short trade,
You gonna try to see if it reject out of there?
I think it will.
Are you in it?
No, I didn't do it because I was talking, but I think it's going to reject out of there. Let's just watch it.
It very well could. He's not getting much volume. That's a big
Not getting
candle
much
with much
volume. It ran up on a bunch of wicks, and I still think it wants to push down. So I feel like it's just going to go up here
Yeah.
and push back down. So we'll watch it. Pretend
I
that's
need to
the
stop.
trade.
I need to not second guess myself. I should have just done it.
I should have too, but I was trying to pump you up, man.
Yeah.
Look at there.
There we go. Yeah.
Could have grabbed that
Well,
one.
like you said, had I used the 950 zone and done what I would have typically done, I would have gone in at 1.5. But that's okay. I'm at 0.75 right now. 3,000 0.75, and I'm waiting. I may kind of see what volume does here. I may go a little deeper into the zone.
Wait. No, I'm not talking to y'all. I have my mom's dog with me and needs to go to the vet today.
I think you take that dog to the vet more than.
No, I take everyone's dog to the vet, man. So I have where I work out in the country, in this little country vet, and his prices are like a seventh of what it is in Huntsville.
Okay.
So I'm the vet courier. I take everyone's dog to the vet, like 9 dogs probably.
Dang.
Friends and family, they're all like, "Oh, my dog needs to go to the vet. You take me today?"
That's funny. Big kid, you're the well, Mitch, you're gonna be a dad, or you're already a dad soon here.
Yeah.
But I don't have kids, so I've always made fun of parents that take their kids to the doctor, for every little thing. Like, okay, just take it easy. It's just a broken finger. All you gotta do is this, whatever. And I get a dog. And like one day, I love this dog, and he gets like diarrhea one day, and I run to the ER.
Oh, gosh.
At the vet, I'm like, this dog is gonna die. He's like, oh no, it's okay. I'm like, no, it's not okay. So yeah, that was funny. So,
I quit dipping tobacco a while back. Anyway, I had a bunch of that Nicorette gum at the house. My dog decided it'd be a good idea to eat all my Nicorette.
oh, man.
And I Googled what you should do if your dog eats nicotine gum, and it literally said, he must go to the vet immediately. It will kill him. But I was like at midnight, and I'm not going to lie. I was like, well, big boy,
It's been fun.
you're all right in the morning.
No, that's. Well, what got me was, so I took the dog to the vet, and she was like, "Well, I think we're gonna do this test. It costs $100 to do this test," which I understand. They were looking to see if it was a viral or bacterial. And I said, "Okay, so if the test comes back positive, what are you gonna give them? Oh, I'm gonna give this antibiotic. Oh, so if it's negative, what are you gonna do? Well, I'm still gonna give you some antibiotic." That's when I said, "Okay, so at this point, regardless of what the test says, you're going to treat them the same, so why do the test?" And she just looked at me like, "Oh, crap. That's how to make their money, man." So I was like, nah. I paid for the test. We did it the first time. I never took it back to the vet ever again. So it was over.
Do you know what yearly shots at my vet cost?
No.
$14.
Wait, what shots are you giving me?
That's your rabies shot. There's a couple other vaccines I think they give them every year. Like their yearly checkup is $14.
Dang.
Okay.
That's why everyone sends their dogs. They will neuter your dog for $60.
Okay.
I mean, it's like crazy cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. After
They'll put one down, cremate it, and put it in an urn for you for $100.
when we get done training, I gotta you guys need to stay on the phone. I need to tell you guys something happened this weekend.
Did you ride one of those cows?
No. That would have been that would have been cool though.
Can't wait for the selfie that I'm gonna get with you just walking around the pasture on the back of that Longhorn.
Yeah, dude, I got pretty close to one the other day. You can't turn your back to them. You gotta be safe. You gotta keep to my bay.
Yeah, I think they like red. You should wear a lot of red.
They love it.
It really gets them going.
Gets them going hard. All right, I'm gonna take my trade out of here. This is a trade here.
Yeah. Patience is important. Oh, I sit here yawn, go back to sleep.
So are Mondays just typically slow days?
Yes. You have the Friday hangover, so to speak, man, from the weekend. And
Man, Soto and I were so off back in the day. We'd have like a bad week. We'd be like, well, we know Monday's going to be good.
Hey,
We're gonna wait.
We would do that every week. Well, they got to be back on Monday. Every week in July we said that. That was great.
Yeah.
Now you're going to get some trade opportunities, so they're going to be slow coming, on Mondays. There's a lot of guys just don't trade on Mondays because of that. But I don't mind. So Mitchell, man, you getting nervous? This week's a big week for you, isn't it?
I had my first bout of nerves last night when I was laying in bed.
Uh-oh.
But it wasn't like I regret anything like nerves like that. It was more just, whew, it's here.
Yeah.
I got a lot of logistics, man. Just even past the wedding, just dealing with the honeymoon and all. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff.
Sure.
So I guess I'm a little nervous about that.
Well, that's to be expected, man. You should be.
Who's your best man?
A friend of mine from back home. His name's Braden. He's about 12 years older than me, but and we've been friends since I was about 17, like joined at the hip. So he gets to be my best man.
That's cool. That's very cool.
That's great.
And then I got I got a couple cousins in the wedding, and then like 4 friends from high school, college in the wedding.
Nice. Good size.
Ever since I started working, since I got older, man, my making new friends has really gotten well. I've made Soto. And you, okay. So y'all are about the only 2 friends I've made in the last 7 years. I get focused in on something, and I'm the worst friend to have because I won't call and check on you or anything like that. And I know it's a weakness of mine. I need to do better about it, but it's just, I guess it's my personality. I get busy and everything else kind of falls off.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's good, man. You learn to pick your friends, and because a good friend's hard to come by these days, man.
Yeah, that's true.
It really is. A good friend that you can trust and they'd be with you thick and thin. It's tough. They're hard to come by.
But yeah, I think Wednesday will be my last. I may be able to trade some Thursday morning, but I'm probably not going go to work Thursday. So Wednesday will be my last official day until the 30th.
There you go. Good for you, man. So, Soda, have you taken any trades today?
I have not. No.
Okay. Not secretly, you haven't?
No. I'll tell you guys every time I take a trade. I just may not tell you right away because if you're talking about like weddings or cars or whatever, I don't want to interrupt. But no, I think I missed my chance. I should have. I was using the 815 candle instead of just using the whole 950 candle. So had I used my 950 candle for a trade, I would have gone like I typically do towards the top. I probably would have entered in and got my point. But because I was using the 815 candle, it never got to me, and I just removed my trade. So now I have not traded.
Yeah, that's good.
My little mini zone I called out a few minutes ago has now been respected 3 times.
And you haven't traded it once either, have you?
I have not, because it does not abide by the rules.
Okay.
However,
I'm
just letting y'all know that it's now got 3 hypothetical points in its kitty. I love those. I don't know why, but when it runs a big tall rejection wick and then the next one runs up there next to it, just I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that. It's not part of our method, no, but it's a pretty consistent little trade.
Sure.
I hope no one on the channel is paying any attention to what I'm saying, but
that's all right.
I do think that they work for me every now and then. Come here, dude.
We had 6 people watching at one point.
Yeah, cool. I hope we go back over time, yeah.
Now we're getting into the fun, maybe. She's wanting to push down.
Yeah, I'm looking at this close here.
I'm going to stay pretty steadfast with my 299.75. I think I may be one tick. I think I may be a tick too shy.
Order pending.
I'm gonna be at 3,000 and a quarter. So I got a position right now at 3,000 and a quarter and kind of watching volume here.
Yeah, I'm still at mine. I may go to 3,000 if it just.
All right, I'm in the trade.
You are?
I know
Yeah.
you were.
It just got me at, let's see, well, I can't see the price.
You can't see.
3.75. No, it's the black thing was over it, so I couldn't see it.
Okay.
It was like covering it by 1. So I got in at 0.75.
Yeah, you got in at 75. Okay, yeah. I'm sitting at a quarter right now, and I'm hoping because we'll get that bounce off of 3 there is what I'm looking for. But kind of.
I'm gonna go up to 3.
Yeah.
I'm at 3 now. I'm gonna go to 3 just because I think there's enough projection. If I go to 3, I'll be safe.
Yeah.
But I'm not moving again. That's as high up as I'll
Order
go.
filled.
All right, I'm in now, so
Man, not looking good. Yeah,
And then
yeah, it's not good. It's pushing hard down.
just killed me.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's about to get me right now.
No, you got it right here. Where you go in at?
I'm in at 3 and a quarter, so it's pushing.
and I'm in at 3.
I don't like that right there.
I don't either.
I think I'm about to get knocked out here.
Stop filled.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm still in, boys.
There we go.
Oh, look at you. You might have got the best entry here.
He's about to make a point. Where do you go in at?
I went in at 3 even.
3 even.
Should have gone in at my 299.75, but that's what happens when I second guess myself. but it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
Still in.
Yeah. So Soto and I got in, got
Busted right
taken
here.
out.
This is
So
still wanting to push down, but
yeah, it's pushing
Yeah,
pretty
it's gonna push
hard.
down. See, this goes back to I know I need to trust myself and just do what I originally planned on doing. Sometimes it gets me, early in the week I have to get going and trust myself.
Mm-hmm. I got to order back in at 99.
come on.
Yeah, get on
There it
that.
is. There it is. There we go.
Push. As long as you go that way, I don't care how hard you push.
You're in at 3 even?
3 even.
Yeah. I think it's going to respect that zone right there at 840. I think that's the area that came back into respect.
That's what I was watching when I was doing my 299. I was looking at the hidden, but then I was cross-referencing it with the 840 or the 940.
We'll see if it holds it. Come on, baby.
Order filled.
All right, I'm out.
I'm sorry. I'm back in at 99. I had to order there. So, we'll see. Yeah. So this is good Monday morning for you right here.
Unpredictable.
Unpredictable. It's gonna about to take me out again here.
Stop filled.
Yeah, that's so it's just blowing. I mean, it's just not respecting any of these zones right now. So
I think where it's going to respect, and I don't want to just go again,
right.
but I'm going to do a 299 7.5.
99.
Front run the 925 zone. That's my.
Oh, you're down there. Yeah, at 97 and a quarter. Yeah.
Yeah, or I'm actually at 97 and a half.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm going to front run at 1 tick.
I gotcha.
And I'm not pulling it. It's going to bounce right there.
Yeah. Maybe
I'm
it's
willing.
a good zone. Yeah. So if you look at it, that's right in the meat of all the middle, all the sideways action again. So it's kind of right in the meat of it.
I'm actually going to use the 745 candle to pick myself.
Okay, you got to be different, don't you, Solo? You got to be different, even though it's the exact same thing. Got to be different.
I'm glad you picked on that.
Yeah, I got that.
I just I agree with him. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm actually using a different one. I'm using 745.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I'll take one more trade if he comes into that zone, probably, but that'd be it for me. I've gone 0 for 2 today, so as far as the channel goes.
And after the channel, I'm going rogue.
I'll be right back.
All right, but make sure you say you're going to go at
97.50.
97.50. Yeah, I like it.
Come with me.
Yeah, I'm liking it because do you see the 735 top there? You got some support there.
Yeah, honestly, you could even go 97
75.
7.5.
Yeah.
But I do think just if you're going to trade off the previous candle, the 1035 candle, but I'm going to hold in at 50. But I do think 7.5 is not completely unwise.
Now, going back to what we talked about, and again, I don't know why I traded out of the 815 candle instead of just using my 950 candle. Because again, I would have got already made my point. I hate when I second guess myself. Just need to not do it. And I do it more on Mondays, I think. Because we're
confidence isn't quite there for the week.
Yeah.
How many trades you take while I was gone? Yeah, okay.
Nothing we can't recover from.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Speaking of that,
Well, all I can say is good thing for the auto trader right now.
there you go. That's right.
It's saving me right now.
It's a great thing. You just have to turn it on.
Yeah, that's it. You just got to turn it on, man. Trust it.
I just don't trust it. Everything turns it on.
I always think about it when I'm like, there's no way I could get to it. You know what I mean? I put 55,000 miles on my truck in 1 year, so if that gives y'all any indication of how much I'm on the go.
Yeah,
You drove a lot. That's a lot.
I do not switch off. Makes my dad infuriated.
Oh, really? He don't like it, huh? They can too much.
Why would you do that? That's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous, son. Well, I know that.
You're gonna have to. You ain't gonna be able to run like that anymore when you're married, are you?
Probably not. It's gonna have to talk back a little bit.
Yeah.
But you're doing it for work, right? That's
A lot of it's work, but man, that only accounts for like 30,000 a year.
What are you doing? Where are you going?
I got 3 jobs, so I mean,
Oh,
I
right.
guess if you calculate that, I mean, I don't know, I'm about 150 to 220 miles a day. This is pretty consistent, zipping around here, there. And like, North Alabama, there's 30, 40 miles in between 2 places you want to go. It's real spread out.
Yeah.
It's not like Birmingham where everything's pretty compact. It's a lot more distance. I mean, like my mom, she lives 25 miles from me, and she still thinks I live 2 miles down the road, so it's nothing for her to be like, hey, zip over here. That's 50 miles,
Yeah, that's how Jacksonville's like that. Jacksonville, Florida. The airport's like an hour away.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, can you pick me up? No, I really can't, man. That's a day trip, bro. Can't do it.
Oh my goodness.
My dad restored old cars and stuff when I was growing up. And now look back on it, I understand. Like he would have like a crazy classic car that was rare that he all fixed up, and he'd be at work. I would take it, go drive it somewhere. It would start raining, And he would almost be in tears. He's like, "Son, that car's never been driven in the rain." It has now. He had this shotgun that I had no idea was like a prized possession. So I took a dove hunting one day. He comes back and I was like, "Gosh, Dad, that double barrel that you have shoots great." He's like, "What? What are you talking about?" So I told him which one. He was like, "Son, I've had that gun for 17 years and I've never shot it." Well, I put about 10 boxes of shells through it today. So now that I have a kid, like, yeah, I kind of understand.
Yeah, sure.
But back then, I never got it. I was like, why is he so anal about everything?
It just gives you a different perspective, man.
Yeah, it's like he's always so uptight. It's just a little rain. He'd be out there for the next 3 days, buffing, waxing, buffing.
That's so hell.
There you go.
Just dropping subtle comments. Well, I had a lot of stuff I was going to get done this weekend, but I got to wax this car.
Why?
But I'll give him credit. He never once told me I could not, like, you know, that was kind of his deal. It didn't really matter. He's like, yeah, if you want to drive it good. He just probably wouldn't have said I could do it in the middle of a thunderstorm. But no, he was always good. I have friends that their dads would have some car that they were never allowed to even walk by. Dad wasn't like that.
What?
Like, yeah. So I appreciate him for that.
Sure.
But I probably did cause him a lot of stress.
And the older you get, and more kids you get, you'll appreciate them a little bit more every time, every kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Soda.
What's up, bud?
My phone rang and I know that bothers you.
It's just unprofessional, but besides that, you know. That's what. Most unprofessional thing I've ever heard.
That's it. Every time, man.
Every time, 8% of the time.
8%. 8% every time. Well, goodness. I'm not going to hang around too much longer. Looks like this might be a good 2-hour session short.
Yeah, I'll mute it before they start using all kinds of profanity. This is something. Oh, we're good now. They're both ex-Navy, and they're in their 70s.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, they're sitting there
You
waiting.
hear, yeah, you hear a lot of colorful talk. Sometimes you think they're mad and then they're happy.
Well, I'll give it about 15 more minutes, then I'm going to call it, man. This is going slow.
I agree with that.
It's already eaten me up a little bit today, so I'm not going to keep digging the hole.
Yeah, I'm in for one.
Yeah.
Did mention D? You got a point?
I have not gotten a point. I have lost a point.
You lost. Well, I mean, at least you're just you only took one trade and you lost, and that's no big deal. I mean, I don't think anybody here would have taken 2 trades in any kind of scenario.
I'm 100%.
Oh, yeah, he's got to throw in a punch every chance he gets. Something else.
Just kidding, buddy.
That's all right. I have no problem with that.
I'm joking. Hey, Sanford won. I know you guys have been wondering about that.
Did they play Trustful?
No, they. I don't know. Hold on. They play Wofford. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Some school in our division. Very good. Very good. We were favorite dudes. We were supposed to. We were the underdogs somehow. Wait, some dogs. But we won 21-14, buddy. So,
Look at that.
University of Miami, you won 63-0. Alabama 47-23. Auburn 55-16. Florida with a backup quarterback 29-21.
Tennessee, I don't know if y'all saw, but Tennessee pulled it out this weekend with a big win over Chattanooga.
Okay.
They got the stink bug off their back. Man, I do think it's awesome what they're doing with that kid that made that T-shirt, and everyone bullied him, and now the whole school has adopted that as an actual T-shirt. Have y'all been reading about that?
I have not. What happened?
So this kid, he was kind of underprivileged, and also I don't think he had a shirt for game day at his school, so he made one. He drew on a shirt and made it, and he got bullied at school. Well, somehow this news story got out, and the entire Tennessee had that shirt printed into real shirts, and their entire band wore that shirt this weekend to the game.
Oh, that's cool.
And they also gave him a full ride scholarship when he graduated.
Oh,
And
that's
I mean,
awesome.
just that story I hope they win all their games from here on out. That's awesome to me.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Well, that is a great story. Unfortunately, they're playing Florida next weekend, so I think they can win every game after next weekend. So I don't think they're going to be Florida. Then they got Georgia, so I don't think they're going to win.
Hey, it could go either way, bro, with Florida.
Okay, yes, I agree on that one.
I've seen the Gators keep their mouth closed the whole game. No chomping.
Yeah, no, I know. Especially now we lost our starter. I don't know if he's coming back or not. But then, Tennessee has a tough schedule. They got Florida, Georgia, Mississippi State, then they got Alabama.
Oh yeah, I mean they've got a tough road, but I'm just saying if they win, I'm not
That'd be
going to
great.
hate.
So, BK, I was wrong. Not all my teams won. I forgot that Jacksonville lost by 1 point. They were
Lost by a point.
Oh, your pro ball?
yeah.
Miami took a beat down yesterday.
Who did?
Miami, the Dolphins played the Pats.
Oh man, yeah.
They got smothered.
Drew Brees may have to have surgery on his hand. I bet he might got a metal carpet. 43-0, New England Patriots over the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, it was a brutal beatdown.
And I'm kind of sad because I like New England for sure, but I really like, which I don't know if he even played. Okay, maybe he didn't, so we're good. Kirkpatrick, I thought he was the Dolphins quarterback. Maybe he's not.
I'm not sure.
I don't think so. Doesn't sound. I think it's Cousins, maybe.
No, it's this guy Rosen, Jay Rosen. I've never heard of him.
Hmm. Oh yeah, they moved him up a few games. They probably should have let old Fitzpatrick in.
Yeah, I love Kirkpatrick. His thing's great.
They're also trying to pass legislation where the college football players can make money off their jersey sales and stuff.
What do you think about that, BK, former athlete?
I like it. I think they should. I mean, I don't think they should be paid, but if off of sales of something that's particularly individually towards them, I don't have a problem with that. Personally,
Yeah.
I don't, but I don't think they should be paid to play, but like professional athletes, even though we all know that the football program is what brings in all the money for all the schools, we know that, and but
Right.
so I don't think they should be paid again, but I don't have a problem with if they have a team jersey to be sold. I think it has to be done very carefully, and how that's done, but and watched very closely. But I don't have a problem with them making money off of their jersey being sold. Yeah, I don't have as long as it's done to the proper channels. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Tebow is the strongest opposer to this.
Sure, and I'm a big Tebow fan too. I love to.
I am too. I love me some Tebow, but
Yeah.
except for when he played us in the SEC championship.
Yeah, that wasn't so good, but
No, I was there. It was depressing.
yeah,
I think we made him cry the next year, though.
yeah,
He literally wept on the field.
yeah, he was very passionate.
Yeah, he was. He's a big dude now.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
I was watching him in an interview, and I was like, "You have done nothing but work out and eat since you retired from the NFL because you are stout." Is he still playing minor league ball, or he quit
I
that?
don't know. I haven't heard. I haven't been following him on that. I don't know if he has or not. Yeah. All right. Let me just start doing up a count here.
If y'all just lose me randomly, it's because I'm having charger issues.
Okay, no worries.
But I'm good now.
All right. So let's just do a point count here. So I lost 2.
Yeah.
Soto, you lost 2.
I lost. Yeah.
And,
Oh, you lost 2, so that's
Mitchell
bad.
lost 1. So we've lost 5. Yeah. Okay. Well, not the best day for the team, but that's trading. That's part of it.
That's Monday.
Yeah. We'll put
Many
that-
more days of this, I'm gonna be a Tuesday through Friday trader. I'll come and give y'all good commentary on Monday. Leave my mouse at the house.
There you
Just to let you guys know, I'm in the trade right now.
go. Oh, did you
I am
take it?
too. I am too.
All
I
right,
did
good.
not pay any attention, but I'm in, and probably gonna make my average go down further.
Yeah, I just went to 0.75.
Okay, where
I
y'all
went in
at?
at 2.5. I went in at 2.99725.
No, I'm saying it went up to 75, like almost got my point.
So you're in at where, Soto? Did you front run
I
that?
entered 90. Yeah, I entered at 97.25.
Okay, so
And I
you're in a
entered
quarter.
at 97.25.
So y'all both in at a quarter. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
What I was saying is, it went all the way up to 0.75. We would have so close.
Yeah.
Come on. I'll make close out of this. Come on.
Well, shoot.
Now, come on, Soda.
Yeah, I think you'll be all right here. I think you're in.
Confident level.
I think you're gonna
I'm
be
about to
okay.
get my average back up to null and void.
That'd be good because we need a win for the team, so that'd be good.
Come on. So they start playing with your cards over there.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
You don't like it, do you?
I don't.
I don't either. I was just talking to y'all, and I forgot I had a trade laying there.
There it is. Come on, buddy. Come on. Right.
You're 3 ticks in right here.
Yeah.
It's struggling to get past that 3 tick. You're gonna have some rejection right at your target profit though. You got 3 bottoms right there.
That's
About to pop up.
There it is.
There we go. I'm gonna let this bad boy run.
All right, I'm running it. It's going up. There it is.
Mine's running. Oh, there we go. Keep going.
There it is.
You guys came alive all of a sudden. You weren't liking it like 20 seconds ago. Now you're loving it.
Keep going.
Let's go, buddy. Come on.
All right. I'm up like a 0.75.
All right, start locking them in because we're down. So start locking them in.
I'm done. I'm out. I'm out.
I'm not. I'm locking.
Okay.
No, I closed it. I just closed it.
I just locked in 2 points.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
If it pops me out, then I'm gonna be then I'll be done. But right now I'm locked in at 2.
Soda, what'd you get?
Good. I locked it in. I made 137.5.
Okay.
So
you got 2.5.
so
points.
whatever that is.
Well, you should tell me, dude. It's 2.25 points. I mean, 2 3/4, 2 3/4, 2.5. Well, it'd be
You're
2.5 minus.
one of all of us.
It'd be 2.5 minus your commission, so that's fine. 2.5 points will pull the commission. So.
All right, it knocked me out. I locked in 1.75 points. My bad.
All right, 175. That's good. Okay. At least that helps a little bit. All right.
So I'm up 0.75.
There you go.
There it is.
That was fun.
Mondays aren't so bad anymore, are they?
Mondays are the best. Around the floor right here.
Oh, you guys are like a bunch of women, man. You guys are back and forth, back. Love it, you hate it. You love it, you hate it.
So, Brian, is there any negative? And I don't know if this is a channel question, and if it's not, you just say, "Hey, ask me that later." But is there any negative to doing your trail all the time?
Well, no, I mean, once you kind of got that, as long as you have that, if you can do 2 contracts, you got that first point to lock in. No, man, just as long as you lock in that first point, okay, that's the biggest deal. Lock in 1 contract with 1 point and get that other one to point a tick. That way you're guaranteed. You know. Then
So
run.
when it does the cash register noise and it moves the stop up to a 1 tick, that it locked in a point, right?
Yeah, you locked in. You should have, as long as your profit target came off of that first point, you should lock in. Yeah. All that is your second. All that is your second position locking in to 1 plus 1 tick.
Hey, Paul also made a point.
Good job, Paul.
97.50. Yeah, sweet. Oh, Paul kills it, man. He might need to come on and start being the instructor around here.
Yeah. Oh, Paul's like, Paul's constantly making Paul.
Yeah, I like it. Good job, Paul. All right, sweet.
Yeah, so instead of, here's my mistake, what I did here, though, is I closed the trade instead of just moving my point stop. You know, where I could have locked in some more ticks, but I just closed it because I really thought it was going to come back fast.
Yeah.
So,
You can call me afterwards and I'll explain that too.
But
thank you. Thank
but here's
you.
the deal, though. Here's how you need to look at that, Soto. Is the fact that I don't think you made a mistake because you were down 2 points. So you guaranteed you locked in 2.5 to guarantee you a profitable day, even if it comes out to a tick of profit. You recovered those complete losses for sure versus letting it come back and get you with just 1.5 points or 1 1/4 points. You see what I'm saying? You guaranteed your profit. Yeah. So to me, that's not wrong. That's not bad at all. That's good, I think, actually. I mean, yeah, you might lose a bit. You might risk not catching that big runner, but what you did, you recovered your losses in full no matter what. You know, so I think I actually think that was the right move for you to take right there altogether. So you lock it in.
Yeah, I guess. No, I agree. But I think what I meant to say was instead of hitting close, I should just move my stop
Oh,
up
I
to
got you. I got. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all.
Because
Yeah,
I
don't
could have
ever
bought,
close it. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't ever
Yeah.
close your position like that. Just let your stop be what closes you. Move your stop in to guarantee your
Sure,
profit,
sure.
and let that be your closer. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That way you don't
Absolutely.
limit.
Yeah, I
That way you
just,
don't
like
limit
I
your
said, it was
upside.
happening really fast. Yeah, it was happening really fast, and I wanted to, because I expected it to come back in, and I didn't want to be delayed, so I just closed it real quick. But I think in the future, I need to just grab that stop and lock it in,
Yeah,
like you said.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. Just get used to moving your stop into profit instead of moving your target down. Get used to moving your stop loss into profit.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. All right, it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and pull the spreadsheet here and just kind of update that.
It seems like every time you try to update is when we start making points. So maybe you need to start updating the sheet earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Good point. I think we lost Mitchell. Mitchell, you still there?
I'm still here, man. You know me, I'm like in the top of that wick area there.
Uh-oh.
What are you looking
Doing it
at?
again.
Talk to me again.
He's doing it again.
Are you looking to go short at 3.25?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you too well now. Yeah. What candle are you using? Are you using the 1045 candle?
Yeah. I am. Just for this amount of candle. Once this candle closes, I'm done. But if it zips back up there and grabs me, then I'll do it.
You're at, you said 0.25?
0.25.
I may go a little lower here. If it goes back down, I may go long. If it goes back down, but see what
What
happens.
you would go long at?
Well, if
7.
it goes like 96 and a quarter or something like that.
Oh, you go way low.
Yeah, if it gets down there, but
You're watching that stair step.
yeah, I'm kind of watching that, but I'm watching you up there too. The only thing I'm worried about up there is you got right at 3001. You got that resistance there at 1.25. If they decide to go up there, I think it's kind of risky if you go to 0.25.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of trying to watch it here. And not really going anywhere.
All right, I'm updating the spreadsheet here.
Right.
As an individual, first trade of the day was a loss. So we take that one loss there and be done with it. So that count now is up to $1,216. Okay. So as an individual, that's what you're doing. You're taking your first trade is either a point stop or 0.1, and then you're done. So that's kind of where that's ended up right now. So at $1,216. So you're still up nicely there. Now for the end of the team, team points today, thus far, one total of 4.25, thanks to you guys. But we've lost 5, so we netted out a negative 3/4 of a point. So $85.60 loss with commission. Still up $2,462. That's what the balance is. We're up $1,462. So still doing well.
So, legit, though, that we saved that here in the 9th hour.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all did. Yeah, you did good because I didn't take it. So you guys are the sole winners.
BK, I wouldn't have taken it either had I not been trying to get my charger to work. Instead of said I'm in, I realized that we had both, when you were gone, we had both laid a trade in there. So I was like, well, I'm in too.
Well, it worked out. So anyway, that's the update. Yeah, that's the update for the chart. So anybody can kind of watch the spreadsheet and see real time wins and losses. So we want to make sure those are transparent and everybody sees that and they watch this account grow. So hopefully a year into this thing, they come back and they'll see where we started and they can watch the whole sheet and see where it's at after a year. And I think everybody will be kind of blown away with
Hey,
it.
I got, not to interrupt you, but I did get that point right there.
Oh, you took a trade?
I took it. I took my, but like I said, we don't count these. These are Mitchell's Road trades.
Yeah.
But I couldn't stand it. I knew what it was. I didn't know what it was going to do, but I had a good idea.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, man,
So-
I don't have an issue with that.
Just so y'all know, but we don't have to update anything. It was just my own playing over here.
All right, well, good job, man. Yeah, good job. All right, well, I got a couple things to do, so I'm gonna shut this thing down. You guys can keep talking, doing what you'd like, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing shut down for the day. Okay?
Awesome. Well, y'all have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Good job today, guys. Y'all did awesome. So hopefully we can do it again tomorrow.
Sounds
Bright
good.
and early. We'll see everybody here.
See ya.
All right, guys. Bye.
You've been listening and watching the Titan Futures 1 Point a Day Challenge. Live stream. Remember, we're live daily, 9 to 11, and BK, Soto, and Mitchell are here to help. The Titan Futures 1 Day Point a Day Challenge, where anyone can learn how to day trade the futures market. Till next time.